Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here. So I'm just putting a bit more light on there. So I hope it's bright enough for you viewers, and I hope you enjoy this video. Obviously, this is a football-related video, so I imagine those who are not into football will not find this very interesting. I'm afraid. Sorry for that one. For any people who watch, I was going to say fans, if I have any fans, but for those who watch my other videos. But I do appreciate your likes and sharing of the video and supporting the video, and I hope people will support my channel just to be nice. Your act for charity for today. So yeah, if you like and share my video and things like that, would be great. But anyway, this is mainly for football fans, especially those who are fans of Celtic, but I suppose football fans generally. But yeah, I'd love to hear your views. Even probably Rangers fans, like, are you worried about this appointment of Brendan Rodgers, or are you like thinking this will help you? So if any Rangers fans stumble across this video, any of the decent Rangers fans perhaps, or even if Rangers fans who want to mock me or mock Celtic fans or whatever, or yeah, laugh in our face and say we're not going to do well or whatever, and we'll see how it goes later, but you may or may not be right. But yeah, I want to talk about some of my fears about Brendan Rodgers becoming the new manager again. I know he was a manager before, of course, returning back to, as they say, return of the Mac, return of the Rodgers in this case. For those who are old enough like me, unfortunately, because I'm quite old, as I often say, to know Turn of the Mac was a song a while back. So some of you might be old enough to remember that, or too old to remember it. I don't know if your memory's gone like mine. But anyway, I'll try and stop waffling. But yeah, so this is mainly, as I say, for football fans, especially Celtic fans. But as ever, I welcome your feedback or positive encouragement or constructive criticisms, and all welcome to comment, like, share the video and all that kind of thing. I really appreciate it. You are, as I say, your act for charity for the day. But I'm going to crack on anyway with some of the fears I have on Mr. Rodgers, as I called him, Brendan Rodgers, becoming or re-becoming the new Celtic manager, so to speak. Well, he is the new manager, but also he's been here before. But anyway, I'm going to crack on with some of the negatives and some of the things I fear as Mr. Rodgers is back. So here goes. So number one, I'm quite an anxious person anyway, so I'm fearful that I am quite a worrier and an anxious person. So I do worry and think the worst a lot of times, and think that maybe it'll be like returning back might not be the best thing, and it might be that his tactics are a bit old school. Also, it could be like what happened with Neil Lennon when he came back. It wasn't so great. Secondly, on that note, yeah, it might not be as good as the first time, and maybe I do worry that Rangers, maybe even other Scottish teams have got better. So I wonder if, like, I know he dominated, he won like 7 trophies, did really well. I think he won all the trophies available to him when he was at the club last time, which was great, and I'd love him to do that again for as long as possible, if he does stay for 3 or even 4 or 5 seasons. I'll drink to him becoming successful, but I do worry if, in case he isn't successful. I also worry about my memory and like forgetting where I'm in the list. But yeah, number 3, I'll say, what if other teams have got better, like Rangers got better? Last time when he was there wasn't so much competition. So is it going to be, are his tactics not going to be on? Are his tactics not that great and going to be exposed if there's more attacking teams or whatnot? Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll be completely opposite, and we'll find that Scottish football overall has regressed, perhaps. Although probably shouldn't wish for that, but hopefully Celtic have got better. But maybe I'd love for all Scottish teams to improve and have more money, except for Rangers, obviously our arch rivals. It would be funny if I could help the league to get more money, but every other club other than Rangers got money in Scotland. That'd be interesting. Can't see it happening, but it would be pretty cool. Number 4, some say he does make poor signings, dud signings, if you like. So I'm not sure if that's true. On that note, I would love to hear from fans of football generally. Like, I can't remember where he coached. I think I managed before. I think it was Cardiff, if I'm not mistaken. One of the Welsh teams, anyway. Cardiff or Swansea. I think it was Cardiff. Sorry for any Welsh fans. I know there's a rival, so I'm pretty sure it's Cardiff. So if anyone has any information to go contrary, please let me know. But I think it was Cardiff and Liverpool. I know he coached and managed in Liverpool, and obviously Leicester, which was his last job. Towards the end of his time at Leicester, he didn't do so well. So that is a bit of a worry as well. I'd love to hear. I know I'm mainly talking about the negatives first of all, and then hopefully going through some of the positives, which I hope for. So these are more of my fears, and then I hope to go towards more positive things. But I'd love to hear what football fans think generally. Do you think Brendan Rodgers is a good manager for Celtic, or just generally is a good manager? And do you think Celtic have got good good deal getting him. I was asked in the Q&A, how do you think Mr. Rodgers will do? And do you think he'll be a success? I suppose it's the question I would love to know. So I put that poll up. Number 5, as I say, I wonder if his tactics will be a bit boring and defensive. And I suppose as long as we get wins, it'll be good. But if we're not winning, then I think the fans could turn on him and get on his back, especially if they find the football boring and we don't win things. And because of the way he left last time, we might have a disunited fan base. I think there are already some fans from Celtic who are not too keen to see him come back because of how he left last time. Although he did leave for more money, it's hard to say, because would you leave your job if you got like £1 million more? I know they're well-paid managers, but maybe he could have been more loyal and been more of a legend. And some people might say he sold his soul for money and stuff like that. But I mean, he is back now, so I think we should get behind him. I think that was point number 6. And finally, number 7, I suppose there are many things that could go wrong. I hope I counted that right. But yeah, I think there are many things that could go wrong. I hope they don't, but those are my worst fears. Rangers like winning a trophy or even 2, or heaven forbid if they win the treble, or especially if they do well in Europe. I think Europe would be a bonus, really. I think the most important thing is to win the league. And I think success for me would be winning the league. Really good success would be winning the league and another trophy like Scottish Cup, and really great success would be winning another treble. That would be amazing. And anything in Europe, I think, would be a bonus if there's more money to get from doing well in Europe. Problem with Europe is, like, another worry I have, I suppose, generally, I could include that as number 8, maybe my final point in terms of negatives or worries. I suppose a negative 8 in this case. 8 often reminds me of negative or positive, or hate or love or stuff like that. So it reminds me of both of those sorts of sides things. But as I say, point number 8 is what if focusing on Europe, where Rangers don't have focus on Europe, although they didn't win anything last season, what if that means that they have more chances to focus on domestic games, whereas we have to focus on European games? So that is another worry I have. Moving on, though, to the positives, unfortunately, I don't have a huge amount off the top of my head, but number 1, hopefully, Mr. Rodgers will have a point to prove, and as I call it, Mr. Rodgers, Brendan Rodgers, not Brenda. But hopefully Rangers won't be mocking us by the end of the season or calling him Brenda or whatever. But yeah, I hope it won't turn out like Lennon's time, and Neil Lennon's time, of course. But it is difficult to see when he, as he's come back, going back. I think it's quite difficult. But hopefully he'll silence all his critics. A few wins, and hopefully everyone will be united. I think that's important, that we unite behind the team and the squad and the club. Although I do feel like a few bad games, like the season, like. Not the one before last, but 3 seasons ago. Sorry, obviously the one before last, which has just gone. Celtic were like, the fans turned on the team, and so I hope that doesn't happen. Hopefully they have the money as well from the board to spend. I think that would be important. Number 2, I think his time at Liverpool, he did quite well. He nearly won the league in a very competitive league, arguably the most competitive league in the world, perhaps. And I suppose his time at Leicester, at least his first 2 seasons were good. So if we get a couple of good seasons out of him, even if the third one does go astray, by that time hopefully we'll be quite ahead of Rangers, and hopefully with the money we get from winning the league or even from Europe or things like that, hopefully we can expand the squad. I just hope he makes the best possible signings and proves all his critics or doubters, including myself in a way, kind of wrong. I suppose I'm a bit of a doubting Thomas or whatever. Number 3, again, if he does win a treble, that will be another record for Celtic, and like 9 trebles in the history. And I think again that will silence any critics. Also, the money we get if we do well the first season, if we hit the ground running or whatever we call it, could be this could help the club in the future. But yeah, at the moment I can't think of too many positives, except for at the moment it feels like there's a buzz behind the club, and checking out the club's official Celtic FC YouTube channel, it seems like it's created a new positive in terms of a new beginning. As my mum has this saying, it might have been sour. Like if you say, I regret someone didn't spend time with me, I think that's what it means. Like, kind of, she says it might have been sour. You never know. Because like if Big Ange had stayed with us, that's supposed to be speech marks, by the way. If he had stayed with us for another season, maybe it would have went astray a bit. I think someone was saying his first season's really good, his second season's even better, but his third season is when he falls apart. So like so many modern managers, I think. So yeah, they have the third season curse or whatever. Maybe people find out their tactics. Hopefully, Brendan Rodgers will have like a spanner in the works, throw a spanner in the works, and like prove people wrong. Like people might think he's a defensive coach and he'll come out with a attacking play, and then sometimes when he needs to defend, hopefully he'll be up to defend. I suppose if we strengthen it in all possible positions of the park, that'd be pretty cool. Although I think it's hard to see how we strengthen as well. Like I think some players might be leaving, so my theory again is that we'll go downhill instead of uphill. But I'll try and leave it on a positive. Although I know I covered like 8 negatives to 3 or 4 positives. But yeah, hopefully he will surprise a lot of people, make some amazing signings. I think quite a few people say quite good things about him. Like Luis Suarez and people like that. So I think it'll be interesting to see what people think. And I'd love to hear in the comments, as I say, people answering the Q&A about how do you think Rodgers will do, and also whether you think it'll be, well, basically whether it'll be a success. I suppose those are the same sort of thing. Anyway, I'm going to try and stop waffling. I think I've covered all the points, and I'd love to hear what you think, especially Celtic and possibly even Rangers or Scottish football fans generally as well. And I am out. Peace and love.